Halo student. Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you today?
Fine.
Are you in a good mood today or no?
Yes.
Okay, good job. So, before we start our lesson today, I want one of you to lead the prayer. Who's gonna lead the prayer? Oh, Brian. Okay, Brian.
Okay, before we start lesson today, we gonna pray. Pray begin. Pray begin.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So, before we start our lesson, I want to make rules in this class. First, I want you to focus in our lesson today and keep your phone in your bag until I tell you to open it. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, did anyone absent today? Why?
Sabrina sih.
Oh, I hope she will get soon. Okay. And Vira? Okay, it's okay. Okay, before we start, do you ever had some food poisoning or diarrhea or some vomiting because eating some unclean food?
Yes, ma'am.
Like this child nih.
Yes.
Yeah. How does this happen?
Because I want to
Yes,
try
Nisa.
also because I eat something not good.
Yes.
Dirty, yes.
Why?
Because there might have something in the food.
Yes, because there's
Bacteria.
a bad bacteria. But if just one bacteria, it can cause a disease or not? If just one? No, so it needs more or quite large number of bacteria so it can cause this disease. But how this bacteria can produce the large of numbers?
Because they produce really fast.
Yes. What the process? The name of the process?
Reproduction, ma'am.
Yes, the reproduction. So the bacteria needs a reproduction to make to increase their numbers or to make the new variation of genetic. So this is our learning objective today. First, define sexual reproduction and describe its characteristic. The second, describe asexual reproduction as the process resulting in the production of genetically identical offspring from one parent. And the third, understand that bacteria reproduce by binary fission as an example of asexual reproduction. But did you know there's two types of the reproduction of bacteria? What is it? Yes, Brian?
Asexual and sexual.
Yes, the asexual and the sexual reproduction. And first, we're gonna learn about the sexual reproduction. There's a three mechanism of the sexual reproduction. What it is? Okay, Sabrina.
Conjugation, transduction, and transformation.
Yes, good. There's a three mechanism: the conjugation, transformation, and the transduction. The first, we're gonna learn about the conjugation mechanism. Maybe you never heard about this conjugation, so I will show you a video that make you understand what is the conjugation mechanism.
And recipient cells. F plus cells carry the F plasmid, enabling it to make an F pilus and act as a genetic donor. Recipient cells that lack an F plasmid are referred to as F minus. The F plasmid encodes for the F pilus, a protein appendage that attaches the donor to the recipient cell. The first step in plasmid transfer is contact between the donor and the recipient. The F pilus of the donor cell recognizes and binds to specific receptor sites on the cell wall of the recipient cell. The plasmid then becomes mobilized for transfer when a plasmid-encoded endonuclease cleaves one strand of the plasmid at a specific nucleotide sequence called the origin of transfer. A single strand of the F plasmid, beginning at the origin of transfer, enters the F minus cell. A complementary strand to the single-stranded plasmid remaining in the donor is synthesized via the rolling circle mechanism. Once inside the recipient cell, a complementary strand to the single-stranded DNA is synthesized. When F plus and F minus cells are mixed together, eventually all of the cells become F plus.
Okay, that's all about the conjugation mechanism. What do you get from this video? Okay, Brian.
In this video, the conjugation is the direct transfer of DNA between two bacteria from donor cell to recipient cell.
Yes, there's a donor cell and there's a recipient cell. but how the F plasmid can get transferred from the donor cell into the recipient cell. Through what? Okay, Brian.
There's a bridge. Usually we call sex pilot.
Yes, good, Brian. There's a sex pillows that help the transfer from the donor cell into the penerima selnya. Nah, and after this, what happened next? Yeah, there's a new cell, but is it same or not from the parent? The shape? Yes, it's a different. Okay, next we're gonna learn about the transduction mechanism. So the transduction is the process of transferring DNA from one bacteria to another through a virus, and we also call it as a bacteriophage. Nah, can anyone to explain the stage of this transduction from the picture? Okay, Brian.
Yeah, on this picture, bacteria infect bacterium and insert its DNA. During replication, the bacteria DNA can be cut and incorporated into the new virus. The virus carrying the bacterial DNA then infect another bacterium and insert the DNA into the genome of the recipient bacterium.
Yes, good, Brian. So, benar yang dikatakan oleh Brian. But I want to ask you something. Is the DNA from the cell recombinant is same from the virus that infected that DNA? Is it same or no?
No.
No. Why?
Because when a bacteriophage infect a donor bacterium, it takes up some of the bacterial DNA, not the viral DNA.
Yes, good, Nurul. So the virus is just a vector, not give the DNA from itself. Okay, next we're gonna learn about the transformation mechanism. Who's gonna want to explain what is the transformation mechanism? Maybe for student in the back, can help me to read it, the presentation? Okay, Intan.
Transformation is the process by which a bacterium takes up free DNA fragments from its surrounding, usually from the fertilized bacteria.
Yes, so thank you, Intan. So the transformation is the proses di mana suatu bakteri ini mengambil adanya bakteri bebas yang ada di lingkungannya. But from where this DNA, the free DNA, from where? Yes, but it's the dead bacteria cell. So the free DNA is from bakteri yang sudah lisis ataupun yang sudah mati. And what if the DNA is not same, is not similar into the new cell?
Because there are recombination.
Okay, Nisa, why?
Because there are recombination.
Yes, but what if it's not similar, the DNA-nya? Yes, dia.
Because then the recombination enzyme in the cell cannot recognize the point of similarity between the donor DNA and the recipient DNA.
Yes, good. So the cell cannot recognize what is the DNA, and they think it was useless and they destroy the DNA oleh si enzim nukleasnya ini. Okay, we already learned about the three mechanisms of the sexual reproduction, and now we gonna learn about the asexual reproduction. But by what the bacterial reproduction by the asexual? What is the name of the process or the mechanism? Yes, Brian?
Binary fission.
Yes, by binary fission. But what is the binary fission? Okay, Brian.
Binary fission is a division where one bacterial cell will produce two offspring.
Yes, so the binary fission itu dia dari one parent akan menghasilkan dua anak yang sangat identik. Namun proses itu akan terjadi sangat-sangat cepat, beda dari si sexual reproduction. So I have one video about the binary fission. Maybe you can watch it and to make you
Most
more
bacteria
understand.
reproduce by a process called binary fission. During binary fission, the parental cell divides to form two daughter cells. In the first step of binary fission, the bacterium replicates or copies its chromosome and attaches each identical copy to a separate location on the cell membrane. Unlike eukaryotic cells, bacteria do not need to dissolve a nuclear membrane or assemble a mitotic spindle, making binary fission very quick and efficient. Second, the cell elongates. Since the chromosomes are attached to different locations on the cell membrane, they separate from one another. Third, the bacterium pinches off at the center and forms a septum, a separating wall between the two compartments of the cell. Finally, the cell splits into two new daughter cells. These daughter cells are fully mature bacteria that can grow and, if conditions are right, continue the binary fission process.
Okay, from this video, what did you get about the binary fission? Anyone knows about the binary fission? Okay, Brian?
Yeah, on this the video, we can learn about binary fission. Yeah, binary fission is a division where one bacterial cell will produce the spray. Yeah.
Okay, good, Brian. So it was the main point of the binary fission. And we already learned about the asexual reproduction and the sexual reproduction. But of course, these two types have a different characteristic, right? And what is the difference about the sexual and asexual reproduction? Did you know?
Yes,
Yes, Brian.
On the asexual bacteria reproduce with the binary fission, but in sexual reproduction, bacteria with conjugation, transduction, and transformation.
Okay, Brian, enough. Maybe you can give chance to your friends for another answer. Okay, did anyone wants to help Brian to complete his answer? Maybe the speed of the reproduction, the production.
Yes.
Okay, Jia.
I think the asexual reproduction is more faster spreading
Yes.
than sexual reproduction.
Yes, good, Jia. Thank you, Jia and Brian. And what about the offspring? Anak yang dihasilkan dari kedua reproduksi ini apakah sama or different? Yes, Brian?
Different is
Yes. So the asexual is identical, same, but the sexual reproduction more the genetic variation. But the main difference between these two is the asexual is more increased numbers, but the sexual is just add some new variation of genetic. Okay, we already learned about this characteristic, and did anyone want to asking or still don't understand about this characteristic, these two types of characteristic? No?
nice.
Okay, we're gonna move to the team discussion. So I have a worksheet for you all, and in this worksheet you act like a team research student because I have study case. You need to help what happened in this village. So there's a village that yang terkena dampak oleh penyakit wabah. Jadi di sini kan akan berperan sebagai tim peneliti siswanya. I will divide into three groups. And for one group can answer two questions. For example, for the group 1 can answer the number 1 and 2, group 2 number 3 and 4, and group 3 number 4 and 5 and 6, and for the number 7 we can answer it together. Group 2 and group 3. I will give you 5 minutes to answer it, and you can present in front of the class, okay? Yes?
Novel didn't even want to work with me, miss.
Why
He wants to
Noval?
discuss with me.
Why Noval? You must have your
He
friend.
just log in game, miss.
Wait. I need to log in. I
take
need
his
to log
hand.
in first.
Why? I told you the rules, right?
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Please help your friend, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just logging in.
Another group, are you okay with your friends?
Yes.
Okay.
No problem.
We are group student.
Kita ngerjain yang mana?
Udah ada di script jawabannya.
Oh ya.
Are you aman? Okay, 1 minute left. Okay, okay, student.
Nyari gue ya.
Oh, Noval, you can answer it.
Yes.
Okay. Please don't play your game in the class. Okay, Noval.
Okay, Miss. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you. Aman? Okay. Okay, time is up. Maybe one by one can present in front of the class. For group 1, who's gonna want to present?
We all.
Rio.
Okay, good. Okay, pay attention to your friend first, right? Sampai mana? Okay, pay attention to your friend first.
We will answer number 1 question is how did this outbreak happen so quickly? So the outbreak occurred quickly because Escherichia coli bacteria reproduce very rapidly by binary fission, especially under variable conditions like room temperature, improper food handling, and lack of hygiene. Within hours, a small number of bacteria can multiply into millions.
Oh yeah.
And then number 2, how does bacterial reproduction play a role in the spread of disease? Bacteria like E. coli reproduce exponentially, meaning the number doubles at regular interval. Example, every 20 minutes. This rapid growth increases the number of bacteria that can reproduce toxin or cause infection, speeding up the spread of disease.
Okay, thank you for group 1. Give applause. Okay, so the conclude is it was the E. coli, right, that infect their citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, but and they reproduce so in binary fission, so they reproduce in very fast. Okay, for group 2, the number 3 and 4, but for the number 4 you can write it on the whiteboard. Okay?
Okay.
Bisa. Okay, Nova, maybe you can help your friend in number 3.
Okay, yes, I will answer the number 3. So number 3 is how long does it take for E. coli to divide once? So based on the text, so it is approximately every 20 minutes under the optimal conditions.
Okay, thank you, Nova. Okay, maybe we can wait our friends.
So misalnya kita try to explain about the four number. So in the four number, the question is how many bacteria can be reproduced in 6 hours. So me and Noval is discuss about for the A answer. No, this is like the step. So for one division, in every 20 minutes, it will be divided into a 3 division per hour. So in 1 hour, there will be a 3 division.
Okay.
And then in 6 hours, because the question in 6 hours, so we can just mengkalikan antara 6 ini jamnya, and then we can mengkalikan dengan si divisionnya itu 6 kali 3 equals 18. So there will be a 18 division for 6 hours. And for knowing about the bacteria in 6 hours, we can use 2 pangkat n. So the n is 18, like that, Miss.
Okay. Thank you for Nisa and Noval. Give applause to them. So in 6 hours there's 2 pangkat 18. So the hasilnya akan menjadi 262.144 bakteria. Can you imagine sebanyak itu ada di dalam tubuh kita? It's so many, right? Okay. Let's move to the group 3. Who wants to present?
Yes, so we are from group 3. We're gonna answer 5 and 6 question. So for the question number 5, what environmental factors allow the bacteria to multiply so rapidly in this case? So we discovered that there is many reasons, like such as room temperature, because it's ideal for E. coli, and then for the uncovered food because it's exposed to contamination, and also there's a poor hygiene, like dirty hands of the cooker or something, and the last is no refrigeration because which normally slows bacterial to growth.
Okay.
Number 6.
Okay.
For the number 6.
Number 6, what are the biological hazards of uncontrolled bacterial growth in the human body? So it can make toxin production and then severe infection like gastroenteritis, and then like immune response overload can lead the dehydration, organ failure, even death in several cases.
Okay, thank you for group 3. Give applause to them. Okay. So we're gonna move to the number 7. We're gonna answer together, okay? And the question is, what biological and hygienic solution for the pembelinya dan ownersnya? Menurut kalian apa? Oke, Brian.
Yeah, before we begin, we wash our hand.
Yes, untuk pembeli mungkin sebelum makan kita mencuci tangan, lalu untuk penjualnya juga mencuci tangan sebelum membuat the food. Okay. And the next, okay, Nisa.
We have to put the food in the good place, so it will be not affected by bacteria.
Yes, good, Nisa. And then, what if for the meat? Kita harus menyimpannya di mana gitu? Iya, di kulkas, in the freezer. Iya, why this meat kita harus menyimpannya di freezer?
Because the temperature is low.
Yes, and the bacteria can. Yes, good. Wah, all of you so very smart. And I think you already understand about this material, right? Yes. So I have a little quiz for you. And I already shared the G form in the group. Maybe you can open it. Oke. Apakah sudah bisa dibuka? Oke. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to complete your answer in the G form.
Okay.
Maybe you can start now. Is it difficult, Noval?
Yes, aduh puyeng. I'm busy.
Semangat.
Okay.
I believe you can answer it so good.
Yes, thank you.
How Jaya, you can answer it?
Yes.
Okay. Is it difficult, Intan? Okay, it's okay. Can you answer it, Brian?
Yes, miss, no problem.
Okay, good job. Okay, 1 minute left, student. Okay, time is up. You can submit the G form. How your score? Is it good or bad? Good. Oh, good job, Nova. Oh, perfect. Wow, you're so smart. And apakah ada soal yang mungkin terlalu sulit? Oh, semua. Okay, maybe you should learn more ya, Noval. It's okay. Okay, we are already in the end of our lesson today. But did you have any question for this material? No? Okay, there is no any. I want one student to conclude this material. Maybe for the student yang belum aktif, mungkin bisa membantu untuk memberikan conclusion. Okay, Nisa.
So today we already learned about the bacteria, about the sexual and asexual reproduction of bacteria, and we already learned about how to analyze based
Yes.
on the LKPD that we already do with the discussion of the group, and then we already learned about how to prevent the bacterial spreading in our body, like to store food, wash our hands, like that.
Okay, thank you, Nisa. Good job for all of you. I hope this lesson can useful in our life. Okay, and for the next meeting, I hope before we start our lesson, you already learn about the beneficial and the harmful bacteria. And for your homework, I hope you find a study case about the disease yang disebabkan oleh adanya reproduction of bacteria, and you can collect it in 1G drive. Okay?
Yes, miss.
If it's the comment is clear about this homework? Okay. Okay, before we close this lesson, maybe one of you can lead the prayer. Okay, Brian?
Yeah, before we close today's lesson, let's pray together. Pray begin. Pray finish.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Thank you all for your active and for your sudah mematuhi aturan ada di kelas ini. Thank you untuk kerjasamanya. Mungkin saya akan menutup kelas ini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you all.
Please, you can sit there. Next, Asafa.
Okay, first of all, thank you atas kesempatannya dan juga selamat congrats buat Cynthia sudah maju untuk pertemuan yang kedua. Saya akan mengomentari sedikit terkait penampilan Cynthia pada ada dua, yang pertanyaan mendasar dan pertanyaan lanjut. Tadi di awal Cynthia juga udah mengawali kalau konteksnya pertanyaan, ya sudah mengawali pertanyaan dengan menanyakan ke siswa ada yang pernah diare gitu, terus ditampilkan gambarnya. Itu sangat baik sekali karena ada visualisasi dan sehingga murid-murid tahu gitu konteksnya apa. Kemudian setelah itu Cynthia mengajukan pertanyaan lagi terkait apa yang bisa menyebabkan diare tersebut gitu. Dan anak-anak atau murid-murid itu menjawab gitu, bakteri gitu. Oh iya, bakteri. Cuman tadi kalau yang saya tangkap itu belum terlalu mengajak siswanya untuk nanya hari ini materinya apa gitu ya. Jadi kayak masih belum menuju ke sana gitu. Jadi tadi langsung aja gitu bakteri, terus tiba-tiba udah langsung learning objective gitu. Mungkin dikasih prolog lagi gitu, atau penjembatan bridging lagi buat ke tema hari ini atau apa gitu. Terus tadi juga pada saat kalau sesuai yang di form ini tadi sini sudah menanyakan dengan tempo yang tidak terlalu cepat gitu ya. Masih sangat oke, walaupun tadi kayaknya emang murid-muridnya pintar-pintar ya, jadi jadi cepat kali gitu. Jadi mungkin yang kalau di sini ada teknik probing ya, jadi menanyakan kembali, menggalinya itu mungkin masih kurang gitu, karena murid-muridnya bisa menjawab semua gitu, apa-apa. Jadi mungkin nanti kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan yang sulit, nanti Cynthia bisa menggali lagi, berusaha menanyakan pertanyaan yang lainnya untuk memicu pertanyaan tadi awal gitu. Terus tadi untuk pertanyaan mendasar. Untuk pertanyaan lanjutnya tadi kalau misalnya pertanyaan LOTS atau lower order thinking skill dan higher order thinking skill mungkin sudah teramati sedikit yang di awal dari yang diare dan lain sebagainya. Mungkin selama materi berlangsung gitu, pertanyaan bersangkutan dengan materi gitu, itu udah mungkin yang high order ya masuk ya, walaupun nggak terlalu. Terus ada ya mungkin seperti itu. Tadi juga Cynthia juga mengalihkan jawabannya, karena kan tadi Brian terus yang jawab begitu, terus Cynthia sudah mengalihkan untuk mencoba siswa lainnya untuk menjawab gitu selain Brian gitu. Mungkin seperti itu kalau dari saya.
Thank you, Nova.
Okay, first of all, congratulations Cynthia for a second performances for international curriculum. So maybe like I want to give you some comments ya sedikit untuk yang memberikan penguatan sama pengelolaan kelas. Tadi Cynthia sudah sangat baik ya tadi dari ekspresi wajahnya, terus juga tadi setiap Brian menjawab, saya menjawab, dan juga mungkin tadi ada Intan menjawab, Cynthia memberikan ekspresi gitu kayak good job, yes, that's right, and anything else gitu ya, menggunakan ekspresi wajah secara verbal maupun secara non verbal. Terus mungkin tadi memang tidak ada siswa yang bermasalah gitu ya, makanya saya menimbulkan masalah dengan Noval. Tapi mungkin nanti Cynthia bisa kayak, oh ini Noval nih salah nih, teman-teman handphonenya disimpan ya, atau enggak Noval HP-nya diambil gitu, apa-apa gitu kan, karena dia sudah sangat parah gitu di diskusi, tapi dia malah main handphone dan main game, itu kan tidak mematuhi peraturan yang sudah Cynthia berikan di awal gitu kan. Terus juga tadi Cynthia juga memberikan perhatian yang sama rata gitu ya. Tadi kan Cynthia bilang juga pokoknya student from the back gitu kan, artinya mereka juga include sama kelasnya Cynthia gitu. Terus kemudian yang lainnya sudah, cuman tadi mungkin yang bermasalah kali ya, mungkin nanti bisa dibikin masalah gitu supaya bisa kelihatan. Terus juga tadi Cynthia ekspresinya sudah ceria, tidak cemberut, tidak bad mood or something gitu ya, jadi kelasnya ceria juga, happy. Mungkin itu sih kalau dari saya, sisanya sudah terlaksanakan dengan baik.
Thank you, Nisa.
Ya.
Okay, thank you also for the comments. And Cynthia, congratulations for today's performance. I think you improved from your last performance. And as always, you're really good with perceptions. Yeah, you try for today. You try to give a perception to your student with questions, and after that you you menggiring, kamu berusaha untuk menggiring dengan pertanyaan sampai dengan akhirnya ke topik. That's really good try. So dipertahankan ya untuk yang sudah baik terkait dengan perceptions. And after that, you use English often today for your performance, so that's really good. Your English is already good, so I think just need practice again to make you more confident using English, and after that maybe bisa jadi kebiasaan gitu ya, jadinya lebih luas lagi untuk bisa menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Time management good. Your previous performance you don't have discussions ya with students.
Ada Miss, tapi waktunya kelewat
Ya,
banyak.
tapi waktunya kelewat banyak. But for today, you revise that ya, kamu memperbaiki itu, so that's really good about time management. But maybe because your apa namanya? Because we have a limited time, yeah, you have limited time, so interaction between student I think quite less ya, masih sedikit interaksi di antara siswanya. Walaupun tadi saat maju ke depan presentasi kamu berusaha memberikan komentar gitu ya, tapi antar siswanya tuh belum ada kesempatan gitu. Mungkin bisa diperhatikan lagi. And rewardnya reinforcementnya oke. Tadi temennya sampai geli sendiri pada ketawa-ketawa ya karena dikasih pujian-pujian. But right, I agree with observer. Maybe for punishment, you need to be more confident too. Yeah, if you already make a rules at the beginning, it's okay. If you take the handphone, if you give the kalau kamu tegur gitu ya, asalkan memang sudah disepakati di awal gitu. Jadi kalau tadi apalagi sambil main games gitu ya dan seterusnya, diberikan peringatan atau nanti misalnya diambil handphonenya juga nggak masalah kalau misalnya memang di awal sudah disepakati gitu ya. Karena kalau if you not doing the things that you already yang sudah disepakati bersama, itu akan melemahkan kamu juga gitu. Konsistensi seorang gurunya itu dipertanyakan gitu ya, yang artinya nanti aturan-aturan berikutnya mereka nggak akan takut lagi gitu, walaupun kamu buat aturan, karena kamu tidak konsisten juga dengan penerapan aturannya, jadi tidak ada efeknya nanti ke siswa gitu. So good ya, I hope for your last performance in final test, prepare more good again ya, persiapkan lebih baik lagi. Dan maybe that's all from me. Thank you, and give applause again to Cynthia. Okay, next.
Thank you, Miss, buat
Thank
komennya.
you.
Maybe I will be better in the next
Yes.
performance.
Oh yes.
Iya. Yang mana Alphapedia aja.
Iya. Iya. Mikrofon udah.
Oh iya.
Kalian kalau Senin pagi ada meja makan, ada endokrin. Oh, endokrinnya ya, endokrinnya online apa offline biasanya? Online sih. Ya, soalnya kan endokrin di sini, bukan di sini, karena ternyata Kamis Jumat full. Yang kosong adalah Senin jam 8. Tapi ada endokrin katanya memang di kelas ini. Kalau misalnya endokrinnya online kita pakai sebenarnya jadi double kuliah.
Iya, Miss.
Oke, tadi itu silakan.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning class. Hello everyone.
Morning, Miss.
So, how are you today? All good? Okay. So before I start our lesson today, let's take a moment to pray according to our individual beliefs. Let us pray, begin. Okay, finished. So is everyone already here or anyone absent for today? Why? Sabrina atau Vira yang sakit? Okay, hope they get better soon, right? Yeah. So before we go into our new topic, do you still remember our last topic? You know? Yeah, Brian?
Sistem pencernaan, Miss.
Yeah, sistem pencernaan. Okay, so last week we already talked about the human digestive system. If you still remember, we already talked about the main organs and its function. And also, if I didn't wrong, I already mentioned like a special substances that help our body to quickly break down things up. Okay, so I want you to think about this situation. Okay. People in the back bisa lihat? Bisa. Okay. So I want you to like, I have a piece of puzzle here. Oops. Okay. I want you to imagine like you must find the right piece of this puzzle. Okay. And you have like 3 different pieces of puzzle here. Okay. And last one. Okay, so I want you to think what shape that pair into this shape of puzzle. Okay, which one do you think that would fit in this puzzle? Is it A, B, or C?
B.
B. Okay, why do you think this shape is fit to this puzzle?
Because the B shape is can be put on the, let's say, can like lock and key concept.
Okay, good job. Yeah, because you can see it match perfectly, right, to this shape. Okay, but what about other shape? Like, what do you think it will not work in?
Because the shape is different, cannot even.
Yeah. Okay, because the different is shape, the shape is different, right? Okay, but what if I try to force it in a place? What do you think will happen? Break? Okay, good job. Yeah, because if I try to force it in a place, it will break because each piece of puzzle is designed to match a specific spot, right? Yeah, because this is the pair of this puzzle and ini dia punya pasangan sendirinya nanti. This is the right pair. Okay, so from this analogical about the puzzle and how it works, how does this remind you of in the biology? Like, can you think of a process where one thing has to fit exactly with another for it to work in our bodies? Enzymes, Anissa? Okay, good job. Yeah, correct. So our enzyme is work a lot like a piece of puzzle. Okay, so that brings us to our new topic. Yep, enzymes. Specifically, we will gonna talk about the mode of action of enzymes. So by today's lesson, I hope that you can mention like identify the structure of enzyme, like which one is the substrate, which one is the active site, and like you can differentiate the model between the enzymes and the reaction. Okay, so what is actually enzyme? So enzyme are like globular protein that act as a biological catalyst. They can speed up reaction without being used up. And I want you to pay attention to me. Oh, it's hard to remove. Yeah, so maybe I would like to make some kind of fun interaction between you and me. If I said like, class, you may say, shh, okay? Wanna try? Okay, class. Okay, good job. Okay, so look at this drawing. Okay, this is enzyme. And I have this. See, it's like a work of puzzle, right? Yeah, so I call this a substrate. Terlihat papan tulisnya?
Yes.
Okay, and this is the place where they attach together is called the active site. Okay, so do you think the shape of this active site is important?
Yes.
Why?
Because if the active site, the shape is not can be fit by substrate, it can be have any process in it.
Yeah, good job Anissa. Oke, jadi benar ya, active site ini dia the shape-nya itu really important because the substrate must fit exactly into the active site, so they can make a reaction, so they can like attach together here, yeah. And this whole process is called a complex substrate or substrate complex. So in this stage, they made a reaction, and for the final product, they can releasing a product. Okay, and you know, like there are like two types of enzyme specificity. You can see in this picture, terlihat. Okay, jadi ini yang pertama itu ada K-N-Log model, which is the substrate must fit exactly into the active site. Yeah, you can see on the picture. So they can become a substrate complex. And for the second model is induced fit model. While this model, the active site can slightly mold around the substrate. Okay, so you can see on the picture, like for the first, the shape is not matched as the substrate, right? Yeah. Okay, but the enzyme can adjust its shape for the flexibility, so the substrate can so the active site can bind to the substrate better. Okay, then they made a product complex and also releasing a product. Okay, do you understand between each model, the K-N-Log and the induced fit model? Okay, so next talking about the biological catalyst. There are also like two types of reaction. Either it can be catabolic or anabolic. Okay, for the catabolic one, this involving the breakdown of complex molecules. Ya, gambar di atas, it complex molecules, it break down apart into the simpler one. Okay, so please don't get it wrong. For the catabolic, it involves the breakdown of the complex molecules into a simpler one. Okay, understand? Okay, and for the anabolic reaction, it involves the building of more complex molecules from a simpler one. Okay, so I would like to make it easier for you to understand. Yeah, so for the catabolic, it involves breakdown of complex molecules. Yeah, maaf, complex molecules. Okay, yeah, thank you, student. Complex molecules into simpler one. Okay, and then for the anabolic, it involves building of complex molecules from simple. Yeah, good job. From simple one. So you can see the differentiate between the catabolic and anabolic. Here it involves breakdown, while anabolic it involves building. Okay. Okay. Next, do you already understand enough about the kind of model and the reaction between them?
Yes.
Okay, good job. So, okay, this is time discussion. Okay, so I already prepared the worksheet for you to do as a group. Okay, I want everyone stays in a place. Let me the one who decided the group. Okay, this is for group 1, Brian, Sabrina, and Nurul. This is for group 2, Anissa, Cynthia, dan juga Naufal. This is for group 3. So you have a different case, and your job is to tell the part, like which one is the enzyme, which one is the substrate, and which one is the product. And also you may say the model that used in the case. Okay, class.
Yes.
Oke, ya. Mungkin waktunya 2 menit cukup. Silakan, boleh dimulai. jelasin ini. Nanti jelasin ini. Terus nanti kan ada pertanyaan tiap grup yang jawabannya ini. Ya. Ya, kenapa Bilat? Oke, jadi kamu nanti ngerjain ini. Ini untuk dijelasin di depan. Dan nanti ada pertanyaan tiap grup. Ini jawabannya nanti. Oke. Oke. Hah? Jangan deh. Okay, do you understand the instruction? Clear enough? Kenapa Nova? Nova, kamu malah main game sih? Coba deh, duduknya tukeran deh, Cynthia sama Noval. Noval di tengah dan Cynthia di sebelah sini. Ya, oke. I will give a first peringatan. Kalau misalkan nanti masih kelihatan main game, HP-nya saya ambil ya. Ya, tutup dulu. This is discussion time, alright? You can search on your phone, but please keep silent. Nanti maju menjelasin yang ini. Itu buat pertanyaan antar grup gitu. Oh, jelasin aja. Nanti kan kayak kelompok satu maju terus buat jelasin, buat gue nanya ke kelompok lain, ini jawabannya. Everyone finish? Yes. Okay, so each group will be presented their work in front of the class. And I want everyone is pay attention to the group that presenting in front of the class. So later I will ask you some question. Okay? Grup 1 silakan. You may in front of the class ya. Dijelasin. Class. Yes. Pay attention to your friend.
So for the number 1, the question is if a piece of starch doesn't fit the amylase enzyme, what do you think happens? Why is this fit so important? So our answer is if the starch molecule doesn't fit the active site of the amylase.
Okay, maybe first you may explain the case first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So pepsin breaks down protein into smaller part called peptides. So this is a catabolic reaction because it involves first breaking a big molecule into smaller ones. It follows the induced fit model because pepsin slightly changed the shape of its active site to fit the protein better. The protein doesn't fit perfectly at first, but when it binds, the enzyme adjusts itself to hold and break the protein more effectively.
Okay, so they adjust itself, so they induce fit model, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question for group 2. So from your friend's explanation, can you answer like, if a piece of starch doesn't fit the amylase enzyme, what do you think will happen? Group 2, you can answer it. Okay, Anissa, silakan.
So, based on the explanation that Nurul already gave to us, so
Yes.
pepsin works well in the stomach because it functions fast in an acid environment atau OPH,
Yes.
which is provided acid in the mouth. The environment is more natural, so pepsin cannot function properly in the safe, and therefore its function could be affected by the lung.
Okay, group 1, is the answer is true? Correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, good job for group 1 and group 2. You may sit back on your place, please. Okay, so group 2, silakan maju ke depan. Noval, mungkin Noval bisa kah yang menjelaskan? Explanation? Yes.
So our group 2 is going to explain. So this is an anabolic reaction because DNA polymerase built a new DNA strand by joining many small nucleotides together,
Yes.
which forms a bigger and more complex molecule. And this process needs energy.
Yes.
It also follows the induced fit model because the enzymes slightly change shape to fit each incoming nucleotide correctly,
Yes.
helping ensure accurate base pairing during DNA synthesis.
Okay, so for the reaction is catabolic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the question is for group 3.
The question for group 3 is why do you think pepsin works well in the stomach but wouldn't work the same way in your mouth?
Okay, group 3 you can answer. Yes. Intan boleh?
If DNA polymerase doesn't function properly, the cell cannot build a new strand of DNA, and which means cell division would be disrupted. This could lead to genetic errors, or the cell might not divide at all, which can affect growth, repair, and reproduction process in living organisms.
Okay, is it true, group 2? Okay, good job. You may sit back, please. And group 3 silakan maju ke depan. Yes.
I want to explain amylase.
Okay, group 1, pay attention.
Amylase saliva breaks down starch into maltose. So this is a catabolic reaction because it involves breaking a large molecule into smaller one. It also follows the lock and key model because
Yes.
the enzyme active site is exactly shaped to fit starch.
Yes, exactly.
Just like key fit into a specific look, so only starch can bind and break down by this enzyme.
Okay, so it can unlock models. Yeah. Okay, so this question is for group 1. Okay, so this enzyme helps with something very important during cell division. Like, can you guess what would happen if the DNA polymerase didn't work properly? You may answer.
Yes. If the starch molecule doesn't fit the active site of the amylase enzyme, the enzyme will not be able to catalyze the reaction, and the starch won't be broken down into maltose. The fit is important because enzymes are highly specific.
Yes.
The shape of the substrate must match the shape of the enzyme active site, like a key fits into the specific lock.
Okay, group 3, is it true? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, good job for group 1, and for all of the group, I want to give applause for you. You may sit back, please. Okay, yes, so best. Okay, mungkin bisa dikumpulin worksheetnya. Okay, thank you. Okay, so based on your answer of the worksheet, I think that you already know how to differentiate like the two models, like the K and log models, and which one is the induced model. And I surprised that you already give the best explanation about the example. Yes, so maybe I want to give applause again for you.
Yay.
Okay. Yes, surprisingly good. Okay, and next. Oh, it's quizzes time. Okay, so I would like Sandaling on the group. Please answer the following question. Okay, silently on your own phone. Please do not look at other answer. Okay? Nova, itu saatnya menggunakan HP dengan tepat. Silakan.
Nova marah-marah mulu, Miss.
Nova, kamu belum sarapan ya apa gini? Apa kebanyakan sarapan?
Nova puasa, Miss.
Jelat dan Intan bisa. It's just like a short quiz.
Noro didn't even.
Why?
No.
Kenapa Nurul? Is there any issues with the connection?
Cepu.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to remind you again that this is a quiz time, so please be quiet. Okay? Answer with your own mind. Is it hard? No? Medium? Medium well. Yo, don't look at other answer ya. Okay, finish? Or you need like more time?
Finish.
1 minute again, okay? Intan sudah? Okay. 1 minute left. Sinyalnya ya? Ya, it's okay, take your time. Udah, Sabrina, Brian? Okay, good job. Okay, time is up. Maybe who want try to answer number 1? Anyone? Brian, silakan.
What type of protein is an enzyme? The
Okay.
answer is globular protein.
Okay, others? Does Brian answer correct? Globular protein?
I got it wrong.
Yes, who got it wrong?
Saya.
Oh, Anissa. Kenapa Anissa? Kamu dengerin saya di awal nggak? Okay, it's okay.
Pembuli.
It's okay. Okay, maybe number 2, Anissa, answer it right? You wanna try?
Yes.
Okay.
So, what part of an enzyme binds to the substrate? The answer is active site, Miss.
Active site. Others correct?
Yes.
Okay, yep, good job. Okay, so next, number 3. Who wants to answer?
Me.
Okay, Novel.
The substrate fits exactly into the enzyme active site.
Okay, the answer?
Yes, itu.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the K-Unlock model, right?
Karena model.
Yes. Okay, so for number 4, who wants to answer? Okay, Bilat.
Tanya which hypothesis suggests the enzyme change shape to fit the substrate.
Okay,
B. Lock and key hypothesis.
lock and key. Others correct?
Incorrect.
Okay, I'm correct. So, what is the answer?
Induced
Induced fit model. Okay, Bilat. Okay, so what do you know about the induced fit model? Why you answer with the KN lock? Okay, maybe I would like to remind you again that KN model, the substrate is must fit exactly to the active site. Okay, Bilat. And then for the induced fit model, the active site can like slightly molds around the substrate, yeah, so it can adjust its flexibility to bind the substrate better. Okay, do you already understand, Bilat? Okay, please next time pay attention more to me. Okay, for the last question, who wants to answer it? Intan? Okay.
Identify whether each reaction is catabolic or anabolic. A. Breaking down lactose into glucose and galactose. And B. Synthesizing protein from amino acids.
Okay, which one is the catabolic and which one is the anabolic?
For breaking, A is catabolic
Okay.
and synthesis it's anabolic.
Building, yeah, it's anabolic. Okay, others correct? Same?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good job. So I think I look like we already hear all your answer, and maybe some of y'all is still wrong, but a lot of you has already answered it right. Okay, so I think that you guys already understand how important the shape of the active site. Okay, and what kind of reaction that made the enzymes, right? Okay, and so for the last thing, I want one person because I think this is my last slide. Yeah. Okay, so I want one person to summarize today's lesson based on what you already learned today from your perspective. Who wants to try?
Yes.
Okay,
saya.
Anissa, silakan.
So, based on the things that we already learned today about the enzyme, we already learned about the shapes,
Okay.
like the lock and key concept, and we
Yes.
already learned about the characteristic of enzyme, and we already learned about the two type of enzyme, like the catabolic one and then the anabolic one, and then we already discussed about the enzyme today, Miss.
Okay, good job. Maybe everyone give a thumbs up for Anissa.
Hey,
Okay. Nurul, are you sleepy? Oh my God. Don't worry. Like we comes to an end. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Anissa benar yang udah dibilang kesimpulan hari ini. So today we already explore the mode of action of enzymes, like how their specific shape allows them to work in a reaction. And also we already talked about the active site, enzyme specificity, and also like the reaction they made in action. Okay, so next time we will gonna explore more about like what happens when the environment around enzyme is changes. Okay, so this is will gonna be your homework too. Yeah, so please do read and search about what kind of environment that can affect our enzymes to working. Okay, understand?
Yes.
Do you still have any question?
No.
Nope. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's all from me. Maybe because we opened the class with praying together, so I would like to ending the class with together too. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. So pray according to our individual beliefs. Let us pray. Begin. Okay. Finished. Yeah. So thank you everyone. Don't forget your homework. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mimi.
Okay. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.
Okay, first thing first, I would like to say congratulations to Jaya for your second performance.
Yes.
So I will give a little bit, feedback for skill keterampilan bertanya dasar. I think you already did a great job, a really great job,
Okay.
because
Thank you, Nurul.
all of the instrument you have done good, seperti pertanyaan jelas, pertanyaannya jelas untuk siswa, terus berkaitan juga dengan pokok materi yang dibahas. Kemudian the way you ask, the way you give the question is clear enough, terus nggak terlalu cepat juga dan tertib.
Okay.
Kemudian you also give a relevant information yang sesuai gitu dengan isi pertanyaannya. And I notice you also give pertanyaan yang sifatnya itu luas ke siswa. Kemudian you also give kesempatan gitu untuk siswa lain menjawab kalau jawabannya itu kurang tepat atau kurang lengkap.
Okay.
Nah, terus dia juga mengajukan pertanyaannya itu ke seluruh siswa gitu, nggak hanya spesifik ke 1-2 siswa.
Yes.
Terus dia juga ada teknik pause-nya ya, ketika menyampaikan pertanyaan nggak terburu-buru meminta siswa untuk menjawab, tapi ada pause untuk setiap pertanyaannya. Terus juga dia juga menggunakan teknik probing atau menggali ya, dengan mengajukan pertanyaan yang merangsang kemampuan berpikir kritis siswa.
Okay.
Kemudian untuk yang skill selanjutnya itu mengenai keterampilan bertanya lanjut. I think this is also you create a really good job gitu ya.
Okay,
Soalnya semua instrumen itu terlaksana, di mana dia tuh mengajukan pertanyaan yang dari lots kemudian ke hots ya. Terus tadi kan dari yang apa itu enzim, kemudian lebih spesifik lagi pertanyaannya.
Yes.
Kemudian ada C1 sampai C6 juga, tapi kalau C6 tadi saya mungkin kurang atau terlewat gitu ya, tapi C1 sampai C5-nya terlaksana.
Yes.
Kemudian Jaya juga memberikan klarifikasi gitu ya, kalau misalkan jawaban siswa itu kurang tepat dan memberikan alasan, juga kesepakatan kayak betul jawabannya sama gitu.
Okay.
Terus Jaya juga cukup baik ya, sangat baik justru merangsang siswa untuk aktif gitu ya, berinteraksi di kelas. Sekian dari saya.
Thank you, Nurul. Thank you so much.
Okay, Jaya, sebelumnya thank you and congratulations for the second performance.
Okay.
Mau nambahin sedikit aja, untuk di pembuka dan penutup itu udah bagus lah ya, nggak usah di komen lagi. Terus untuk penjelasannya juga sudah sangat mudah dipahami dengan media seperti contoh konkretnya tuh kayak tadi Jaya tuh menanyakan analogi puzzle ya.
Yeah.
Terus variasi-variasi nya juga udah sangat bagus, terus intonasi, ekspresinya. Terus kalau untuk keterampilan bertanya dasar tadi Jaya udah kelihatan banget udah nguasain. Terus tadi nanya juga masih inget gak pelajaran sebelumnya, terus pernah main puzzle gak, itu bikin kita mungkin kayak kebayang materi yang mau dibahas. Terus untuk keterampilan bertanya lanjutnya tadi Jaya juga sudah nanya kenapa potongan puzzle-nya nih yang cocok gitu kan.
Yeah.
Terus itu jadi ngarahin siswanya buat lebih mikir. Terus yang keterampilan memberikan penguatan itu juga tadi Jaya nggak pelit ujian juga, tadi langsung yang jawab benar langsung dapat good job gitu kan. Terus tadi yang jawab salah juga Jaya langsung menjelaskan. Terus untuk mengelola kelasnya juga sudah sangat baik, udah kelihatan santai tapi tetap terarah gitu ya. Terus suasananya juga tenang walaupun tadi ada ribut-ribut di Nopal sama Anissa. Udah, itu aja sih Jeh.
Oke, thank you Bilat.
Yeah.
Jaya, for your performance today. Like Cynthia, I think you improve better than your last performance. Good perceptions, yeah. I agree with observer that you try to recalling the previous materials. And is it sudah di skenario atau belum yang tadi dijawab Brian? Kan awalnya sistem pencernaan ya Brian tadi jawabnya ya?
Human digestive.
Iya, human digestive.
No, Brian?
No, enggak. Okay. Karena yeah, I think that's really good because sometimes your student will be like that. Yeah, it's a random answer, but you can apa namanya membawa jawaban siswa itu ke arah, tetap dibawa ke arah topik hari itu. You say kamu tadi bilang iya, dalam sistem pencernaan kita kemarin belajar ada sesuatu yang membantu apa tadi membantu quickly break down the materials gitu ya. Itu bagus ya untuk perceptions, tapi kurangnya mungkin kalau tadi Jaya langsung setelah bilang seperti itu kamu langsung ke papan tulis ya kalau nggak salah tadi. Ada nggak obrolan setelahnya? Saya agak lupa soalnya.
Yang habis jawab human digestive system.
Yes.
Itu saya kan langsung jelasin, langsung masuk ke materi.
Iya, langsung masuk ke materi ya.
Habis
Sebenarnya sudah bagus, cuma mungkin lebih baiknya saat tadi kamu bilang iya minggu lalu kita belajar di sistem pencernaan ada yang membreakdown. Masih ingat nggak gitu? Before
harusnya disebutin
gitu. Recalling about the enzyme first before sebelum kamu masuk ke penjelasan lock and key dan seterusnya gitu. Karena takutnya gini, anak-anaknya belum paham kamu arahnya kemana gitu kan ya. So mungkin kamu bisa recalling lagi, you can recalling again. So what is that substance? What is that something tadi gitu ya? Sampai murid kamu tuh enzim ya Bu atau apa ya gitu. Nah baru kemudian masuk ke pembahasan materinya. Okay, maybe that's my suggest ya. And after that, I really like when you say, please don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Please don't get it wrong. Blah 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 blah. I think that's this is a good example for about reinforcement about the content gitu. Jadi teman-teman, reinforcement itu nggak selalu terkait dengan pujian, hukuman, tapi penekanan, penguatan itu bisa juga ke konten materi. When you think that this part of material is important, that your student must understand gitu ya. Kalau kamu pikir, kalau menurutmu materi ini itu benar-benar konseptual yang harus difahami jangan sampai salah gitu ya dari siswa kita. Nah, itu kamu bisa memberikan reinforcement terhadap konten. Tadi contoh yang dilakukan Jia itu, please don't get it wrong. Coba ya perhatikan ya, jangan sampai salah nih. Bagian ini penting nih gitu ya kalau bahasa Indonesianya mungkin. And after that you explain about the anabolic and catabolic. Kamu menampilkan gambar, kemudian juga ditulis di papan tulis. Itu juga salah satu gesture for reinforcement. Jadi reinforcement itu banyak macamnya ya teman-teman, bukan cuma sekedar tadi reward and punishment, but it can be reinforcement for your contents, reinforcement about the gesture gitu ya. Saat kalian sudah menampilkan gambar, kemudian ditulis lagi tuh artinya benar-benar penekanan bahwa bagian ini penting loh gitu ya. And maybe if you making a slide, you can make a different colors gitu ya. For the important part, maybe you can use red color, or maybe you can use more varied colors in your slide. Itu juga cara reinforcements. So yeah, this is important ya. Reinforcement is not only about how you reward and give punishment to your students, but sometimes it can be also how you reinforce the contents and the gestures about the material. So that's really good. But I'm a little bit confused about the worksheets, honestly. I don't know, the worksheet that you upload in the drive, there are no content. Nggak ada kontennya ya?
Iya,
It's just like
cuman kasih judulnya
informations,
aja.
the titles, learning outcomes, and after that instructions, and after that result of discussions. There are no questions, there are no material or introductions, so less information I think, yeah.
Mungkin tadi instruksinya tuh diomongin kali ya, nggak saya masukin ke worksheet tadi.
Iya, walaupun dibicarakan, walaupun kamu tampilkan di slide, worksheet yang baik itu tetap harus ada komponen-komponen itunya ya, harus ada introductions materialnya, materinya atau soalnya mungkin atau apa gitu ya, tetap aktivitasnya harus kelihatan di dalam worksheetnya gitu. Karena nggak semua siswa mungkin memperhatikan kita bicara gitu ya. Sometimes maybe your students have another things to do. So when you not put the questions or the instructions detail information in the worksheet, when they lost, they really lost gitu. Mereka sama sekali benar-benar nggak tahu nanti harus ngapain gitu ya. Jadi tetap aja ditampilkan boleh, dibicarakan boleh, ditaruh di worksheet wajib harus gitu ya, supaya mereka bisa ingat terus. Apalagi kalau misalnya kamu cuma kasih dibicarakan, belum tentu mereka nyatet juga kan. Nah itu tetap harus ditampilkan di worksheetnya. For basic questioning skills, good, but I can observe the advanced questioning skills, maybe because the materials a little bit difficult, so teacher lecturing many times, you try to explain the concepts to your students, but ada sih, cuma probingnya masih belum kelihatan ya, advanced questioning skillnya. Itu, and the last, maybe for today, I think you speak a little bit faster than usual. I don't know why, but maybe sometimes teacher can be like that. Mungkin karena materinya banyak gitu ya, atau misalnya you want to give all the information to your students, atau misalnya sometimes teacher getting too excited, so they can control their self gitu. Biasanya karena hal-hal seperti itu bisa saja terjadi. Maybe that's all, and thank you for students. I think for today all of you doing good, especially Noval. You have a villain character today for your teacher. Yeah, maybe that's all. Jia, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Mr. Niar.
Yes. Okay, give applause. Last
Thank you, guys.
Right, students. Any questions before we end? And for mungkin nanti saya diskusi sama PJ aja ya. Yang jelas kalian